Caitlin Clark is in the vicinity at a private event with Michael Jordan. Now, it's hard to believe that they're not talking basketball. We know it has to do with basketball a little bit.
Can you believe this? Caitlin Clark just had a private meeting with none other than the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan. The entire WNBA world is spinning right now after shocking footage surfaced online, showing Caitlin training side by side with MJ. What began as quiet talk from an exclusive golf event has turned into a full-blown viral frenzy. Every corner of the basketball community, from fans to analysts, is buzzing about it non-stop.
Now we know if it's one person Caitlin Clark has been compared to her whole WNBA career, it's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. There's so many celebrities between the two, the injury, the hype, just everything, the assault that was taking place on the basketball court. It's eerie similar.
Fans are absolutely stunned. Players are reportedly furious, and insiders are saying this could completely reshape Caitlin Clark's entire future and maybe even the entire league's future, too. Seriously, how did this secret training session even happen? And what does it actually mean for the WNBA's biggest and most controversial star? You'll want to stay tuned because trust me, this story is just about to explode.
So this is the actual event that Caitlin Clark attended before we get into why she went viral. But instead, it's Peak Inside Grove XX111, Michael Jordan's invite-only club. Since pace on selection are a large part of why Michael Jordan loves the golf game. And however, the legendary NBA star is one of the most recognizable people on the planet.
It all began with a few blurry photos that somehow leaked from a super exclusive golf club in Florida, Michael Jordan's private retreat known as Grove 23. At first, people dismissed it as just another celebrity sighting. But then, a short video surfaced that sent shockwaves through social media. The clip clearly showed Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's biggest rising star, walking the course alongside Jordan, laughing with him, and then, unbelievably, holding a basketball in her hands.
So Michael Jordan's been had this golf course since 2019. The private golf course includes an 18-hole course, a main clubhouse, a gatehouse, a learning facility, and a practice range. There are even drones that deliver snacks and beverages to members during the play. The member list includes who's who in celebrities and professional athletes who all have received personal invitations from Jordan. The 15,000 square feet. Wow.
Within hours, hashtags like #ShoreCCXMJ and Jordan Mentors Clark were absolutely blowing up the internet. Fans literally couldn't believe what they were seeing. Was Caitlin actually training with the greatest of all time? Every single sports network went into overdrive trying to verify the footage. Analysts were pausing the video frame by frame, identifying Jordan's signature sneakers and Clark's new Nike gear. And TMZ of all places confirmed the location matched Jordan's invite-only golf compound. A place where, let's be real, only billionaires and the most elite athletes ever get access.
So, this was a photo that Caitlin Clark was pictured in with the kid. Had herself a day, played Grove XX111. Met the best female hooper in the game, Caitlin Clark. She was serving Michael Jordan, bro. Wow. So this was the photo right here. That went viral last night.
Okay, so the scene looked super casual, but the energy between them that told a completely different story. You could just sense it. Mentorship, intense focus, and something much, much bigger brewing behind the scenes. Insiders who are close to the situation claim this was absolutely no random encounter. Sources are spilling the tea, saying Jordan personally invited Caitlin after closely following her rookie season. Apparently just blown away by her mental toughness and that insane competitive edge she has.
I know a lot of people are going to say Caitlin Clark should be training. She's with Michael Jordan. It don't get no, I know a lot of people thought Caitlin Clark should have did Unrivaled. Caitlin Clark should have did basketball. She's with Michael Jordan. She's with there is no, no. I know everybody wants Caitlin to be with Chris Brinkley, Drew Hanlon, and all these other damn trainers. She's with Mike Jordan, bro. It don't get no. Do I need to say more? She's with MJ, bro.
One source even described it as an epic passing of the torch moment. The legendary basketball icon meeting the player many are now calling the female MJ. Meanwhile, WNBA executives reportedly went into full-blown panic mode. The league has literally spent months trying to control the narratives around Caitlyn's fame, attempting to balance her explosive popularity with all the team politics and veteran frustrations. But now, with Jordan stepping into the picture, that delicate balance, it could completely crumble. If this mentorship turns out to be real, Caitlin Clark's brand could just skyrocket way beyond the WNBA's reach, sparking a ripple effect that absolutely no one is ready for. And this leaked footage, trust me, it's just the beginning. Because what happened after that private session totally stunned everyone watching. To truly understand how this whole thing even happened, you've got to know what Grove 23 actually is. This isn't just your typical golf course. Nope. Michael Jordan literally designed it as his personal kingdom, a place where extreme privacy meets incredible power. Only a literal handful of people in the entire world have ever stepped foot inside. We're talking about celebrities, billionaires, and sports legends like Tiger Woods and Derek Jeter. All spotted there. Every single guest gets personally approved by Jordan himself. So, when Caitlin Clark's name appeared on that guest list, the internet instantly knew something absolutely major was going down. Grove 23, which is often jokingly called Slaughterhouse 23 because of how ridiculously competitive it gets, is a place where Jordan tests people's mental strength. Drones deliver drinks mid-aim, cameras line the fairways, and members talk about the insane pressure of just keeping up with MJ's energy. For Caitlin, being invited there wasn't some casual hangout. It was an initiation. This was Jordan's way of seeing if she had the mindset truly worthy of his inner circle. Eyewitnesses claimed Caitlin wasn't just golfing. She was holding court. Between rounds, she and Jordan were seen at the practice range, laughing and gesturing like they were deep in discussion about footwork and shot rhythm. At one point, get this, she reportedly demonstrated her signature step-back jumper. The exact move that made her a legend at Iowa and carried straight into her rookie WNBA season. Jordan, arms crossed, just nodded with that classic look of approval. A look only true competitors recognize. For many fans, this encounter wasn't just symbolic. It was revolutionary. Never before has Michael Jordan publicly connected himself to a female basketball player like this. It hinted at something much deeper. A mutual respect forged through an obsession with great. But here's the kicker. While fans celebrated this historic meeting, not everyone was thrilled. Word of Caitlin's visit quickly spread across WNBA circles, and some players and coaches were not happy about the attention it drew. Behind closed doors, whispers started. Was Caitlin trying to bypass the league hierarchy? Was Jordan planning something even bigger? A business move that could shake the WNBA to its very core? And what came next would only add fuel to that rapidly growing storm. When the footage leaked, WNBA headquarters in New York reportedly went into full-blown crisis mode. Fans were completely blindsided. The league had spent months carefully shaping Caitlin Clark's image, positioning her as the new face of the league, but always under their control. Now, that control was rapidly slipping. The idea of Clark privately meeting with Michael Jordan away from cameras, away from the league's supervision, set off blaring alarm bells at every single level of management. This wasn't just a casual outing. It was a clear message. Jordan is a man known for his independence, for building empires, and for disrupting entire industries. When he takes an interest in someone, it's never for nothing. Insiders claimed WNBA officials immediately called an emergency meeting to assess potential brand conflict. Between Caitlin's Nike endorsement and Jordan's growing personal empire, behind the scenes, they absolutely feared a potential power shift, one that could give Clark leverage the league simply wasn't prepared to handle. Meanwhile, agents and sponsors immediately started circling. If Jordan was mentoring Clark, brands like Gatorade, Hanes, and even the Jordan brand itself might be looking to expand their reach into women's basketball without the WNBA's permission. Suddenly, Caitlin Clark wasn't just a player. She was an untouchable asset, someone whose fame and market power could surpass the very league that drafted her. Fans flooded comment sections, calling Jordan the real commissioner. Now, critics openly mocked the league for not appreciating Clark's influence sooner. Even some retired players hinted that the WNBA's handling of Caitlin's stardom had been way too restrictive from the start. Inside the Fever's locker room, sources say players were stunned, but honestly not surprised. Caitlin's always been bigger than the W, one teammate allegedly said. Now the world's just catching up. And as panic spread among executives, one burning question echoed everywhere. Is this just a mentor, or is it the start of something much bigger that could completely rewrite basketball's future? But wait, there's more. While the internet obsessed over the leaked footage, insiders claimed the real story unfolded far from the cameras in a quiet corner of Grove 23's glass-walled clubhouse. According to reports from those close to the event, Michael Jordan actually requested a private conversation with Caitlin Clark after their golf round. Witnesses described it as intense but incredibly inspiring. The two sat for nearly an hour away from all the other guests, talking about competition, leadership, and yes, legacy. Whatever was said in that room reportedly left Caitlin visibly emotional yet completely fired up. Sources close to Clark say Jordan spoke to her like a peer, not just he reportedly told her that greatness always comes with backlash. That public criticism is simply the price of being different. Those words hit hard for Caitlin, who had spent months under constant scrutiny from referees, opposing players, and even media outlets dissecting her every move. Jordan allegedly reminded her that every icon from Kobe Bryant to Serena Williams had to go through fire before being celebrated at one point. Jordan is even rumored to have handed Clark a personalized Jordan brand basketball, not just for show, but as a powerful symbol. "Your era starts when you decide," he reportedly said. Whether that's literal or just part of the myth growing around this meeting, it's definitely become a rallying cry among fans online. Caitlin left the clubhouse that day, quieter than usual, escorted to her car by security. But those who know her best say something fundamental changed. She looked focused, almost like she'd been given permission to play without apology. What no one expected, however, was what came next. Within 24 hours, word spread that a new deal might be in the works. One that could tie Caitlin Clark directly to the Jordan brand itself. If true, that would send absolute shockwaves through the entire WNBA ecosystem. And the first signs of that bombshell began surfacing sooner than anyone imagined. Less than a day after the leaked footage went viral, whispers started flooding social media about a potential collaboration between Caitlin Clark and the Jordan brand. At first, it sounded impossible. Jordan had never partnered directly with an active WNBA player under his personal label. But as screenshots of supposed email leaks and marketing drafts started surfacing, fans actually began to believe it might be real. Industry insiders confirmed that Nike executives were suddenly holding late-night meetings, desperately trying to get ahead of the rumors before they spiraled completely out of control. If this deal existed, it would mark a truly historic shift. Caitlin Clark wouldn't just be another athlete under Nike's massive umbrella. She'd be entering that elite circle of those personally endorsed by Michael Jordan himself. That's a title shared by a select few global icons. For years, the Jordan brand has stayed relatively quiet in women's basketball. But Caitlin's cultural pull might have changed that overnight. The leaked footage of their training session suddenly looked a lot more strategic than spontaneous. Sports marketing analysts quickly broke it down. Caitlin's rookie-year jersey sales shattered records. Her viewership numbers basically carried the entire NBA season, and she single-handedly made the Indiana Fever one of the most talked-about franchises in sports. A Jordan partnership would mean merging two of basketball's most influential names. One from the past, one absolutely defining the future. But that's exactly why the WNBA board reportedly panicked. League officials feared they were losing their grip on their biggest star's image. If Clark aligned directly with Jordan, it could create a separate power lane completely outside of their authority. Rumors even swirled that certain veteran players felt threatened, worrying this partnership could make Caitlin untouchable. Then came the moment that changed everything. A single image posted on an Instagram story. Caitlin Clark lacing up a prototype pair of shoes with a glowing Jumpman logo. The caption, "Work in silence." That's when the sports world completely lost its mind. Once that single image hit Instagram, the internet went into total meltdown. Within minutes, Caitlin x Jordan was trending worldwide. Fans flooded social media with wild theories. Some claiming she'd just become the first woman to get a signature Jordan line. Others insisting it was a power move to challenge the WNBA's leadership. Every single sports outlet from ESPN to Bleacher Report ran with the story. Even NBA stars started weighing in, calling the moment historic. But behind all the excitement, a storm was quietly brewing inside the WNBA. Insiders say that within 24 hours, several team executives called an emergency conference to discuss how to handle the PR explosion. While some believed the exposure would bring positive attention to women's basketball, others were furious that Clark was making moves outside league approval. There were whispers that certain veteran players felt disrespected, that Caitlyn was getting opportunities others had never been given. One anonymous player reportedly said, "It's not the Caitlyn Clark League." Meanwhile, Fever fans stood solidly behind their star. They saw it as validation for everything she'd endured, the fouls, the media hate, and the constant pressure to prove herself. To them, this wasn't rebellion. It was elevation. She was doing what MJ would have done. One fan wrote, building her legacy on her own term. But the controversy deepened when unverified footage surfaced of a tense locker room discussion allegedly between Caitlyn and a veteran teammate arguing over loyalty and attention. Whether the clip was real or not, it fueled the narrative that the league was splitting into two camps. Those who supported Caitlyn's rise and those who felt overshadowed by it. And as the debate grew louder, one question echoed across sports talk shows and Twitter spaces alike. Was Caitlyn Clark breaking barriers for women's basketball or breaking the system that built her in the first place? The answer, as always, would come with the next shocking twist. As the media chaos reached its peak, Michael Jordan finally made a move that no one saw coming without saying a single word publicly. The official Jordan Brand account quietly posted a black and white photo of Caitlyn Clark holding a basketball under the caption, "Legacy recognizes legacy." There was no press release, no official statement, just that one powerful line. Within minutes, it shattered the internet. Millions of views, thousands of reposts, and a tidal wave of reactions from fans, players, and analysts. Everyone knew exactly what it meant. This was Jordan's silent stamp of approval. Behind the scenes, multiple reports confirmed that Jordan himself had personally reached out to Nike's executive board. The message was simple. She's the future. It was more than an endorsement. It was mentorship turning into a full-blown movement. Sources close to the deal say Jordan plans to create a women's line inspired by Clark's style of play, combining grace, grit, and competitive fire. If true, this could completely reshape the entire basketball apparel industry. The WNBA's internal tension hit a breaking point. Some league officials privately admitted that Jordan's influence could actually lift women's basketball to new heights, while others feared losing control over their own narrative. Suddenly, Caitlyn Clark wasn't just the league's rookie star. She was the face of a new era, one that didn't need the WNBA's permission to thrive. Meanwhile, fans dubbed her Air Clark, and memes flooded social media showing her dunking beside Jordan's silhouette. The symbolism was undeniable. The old guard acknowledging the new, but as powerful as that image was, insiders hinted that the story was far from over. A leaked document even suggested that Jordan and Clark's collaboration might extend beyond branding, possibly into founding a training camp or academy for young female athletes. If that's true, this partnership isn't just rewriting basketball history, it's rewriting who gets to control it. In the days following Jordan's silent announcement, the WNBA found itself standing at a true crossroads. League officials tried to spin the story as a positive step for women's basketball. But behind closed doors, there was palpable fear. Fear that Caitlyn Clark had simply outgrown the system faster than anyone anticipated. For the very first time, the WNBA wasn't in charge of the narrative. The world wasn't talking about their upcoming games or playoff race. They were talking about her, about Jordan, and about the new power dynamic that had just been born. Endorsement experts began calling it the Clark effect. Ticket prices for Indiana Fever games doubled overnight. Jordan brand merchandise featuring her silhouette sold out in hours. Sports economists even predicted that if the partnership officially launches, it could inject millions into women's basketball without a single dollar coming from the WNBA's central office. Suddenly, every brand wanted a piece of her. Inside the locker rooms, players were truly divided. Some saw it as a once-in-a-lifetime win for female athletes. Finally, their work was being valued at the same level as NBA stars. Others saw it as dangerous, fearing it would create a superstar hierarchy that could divide teams and alienate veterans who had fought for equality long before Clark arrived. For her part, Caitlyn stayed absolutely silent. No interviews, no comments, just training. Her Instagram bio quietly updated to include one new line, "Built, not bought." Players took it as a message that she wasn't just chasing fame, but truly building something lasting, something Jordan clearly saw in her. Meanwhile, rumors swirled that a documentary team had been secretly filming their entire journey, capturing every step from the draft to this very moment. If that footage ever drops, it could reveal what really happened at Grove 23 and what Jordan told her that day. One thing is crystal clear. The WNBA will never be the same again. Caitlyn Clark's secret meeting with Michael Jordan started as a leaked clip, but ended as a literal cultural earthquake. What seemed like a private training session became the spark that exposed the WNBA's fragile control, ignited fan wars, and redefined what power truly looks like in women's sports. Whether this partnership grows into a full-blown legacy or remains an untold story, one thing is undeniable. Caitlin Clark has stepped into a new realm of greatness.